I had a request to explain fusible interfacing and how to use it from a subscriber named Lisa. So Lisa, this is for you, and for anybody else who doesn't know. Some of us who've been sewing for a while, we just assume that, you know, other beginners will know things, and we all had to learn. So, you know, there was a point in time when I remember that I didn't know what fusible interfacing was or even exactly how to use it. So in this video, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to explain what it is and how to use it. And if any other seasoned seamstresses or people who sew or craft know of other uses, feel free to comment and, you know, explain your uses for it too. But fusible interfacing, you can buy it at just about any craft store where they sell fabrics and notions and things like that. And actually this one, and I think most of them, this is mostly the one that I buy most of the time. And this is called Pelon, and it's number 809 Decor Bond. I use it for the purses. You know, on this little piece of paper, it actually has some uses. What it can be used for. This is kind of, I would say, let's see if it says it on here. I don't see where it says, oh, firm iron-on bonding with extra crispness. So this is a kind of an extra firm one, which means it will give fabric a good stiffness for the project that you need it for. And the kind that I buy is usually folded. I tore this one when I was cutting something out the other day, but it has a fold in it, so it's double the size that you see here, and I like to buy that because it gives me a lot more. And used to be really, really inexpensive, and it's not terribly expensive now, but I just find that it's, you know, it's almost doubled in price of what it used to be. I used to could get this actually at Walmart, the kind that's folded over, and I think I paid $1.89 a yard for it, and I believe now it is like $2.98 or something like that at Hobby Lobby. So it's about $1 more a yard than it used to be, but it is very useful. If you're going to make handbags, I would absolutely suggest getting some of this. And the thing about this is the fusible interfacing. I don't know if you can see this here, but it has a matted side and a shiny side. This shiny side is to iron it onto the fabric. And it fuses really well with cottons and non-stretch, non-knit fabrics like that. I've never really tried to fuse it onto a knit, stretchy fabric, and I really wouldn't recommend it because I don't think it would work that well for that. But if you do that and you're experienced and you know how to do that, feel free to put that in the comments, because it's just not my experience that it works well with that. But I use it for the purses, and it gives the purse a nice crispness. So you want it to stand up and hold up against, you know, if you just made a pocketbook with just like this fabric right here, even if it's 2 layers, it's going to be flimsy, it's going to fall down, it's not going to work out. So interfacing is crucial if you want to make a really pretty bag that will stand up on its own. It doesn't need any, you know, special fabric or anything. It makes cotton fabric nice and firm and holds up to your project. So I'm just finding words really hard right now. I just got over a really, really bad cold. You can still hear it in my voice, but anyway. Now I'm going to show you how to use this, and what I've done is I've just cut out, we're going to pretend this is the outside of a bag. So what I need to do now is take my interfacing and cut a piece. For each piece of fabric, you need 1 piece of interfacing the same size. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to put it together. Okay, I did want to mention too, before I show you how to iron this on, you can buy all kinds of different interfacing. They have the sew-in, they have the tear-away, which is to just kind of stabilize a fabric that otherwise might be too thin or too slippery to go through your machine. And you just would sew that on and then tear it away once you've got your project sewn together. But this fusible interfacing, it will always say it'll always have a shiny side. It may not necessarily, because I don't see on here where it says fusible, but it says, well, iron-on. So, you know, you would look for the kind with the shiny side and the matte side. And let's see if you can see that. See how that shines and how this side doesn't? This is the side that you put the fabric on. They also have a sew-in, which I do not like because it's extra steps and it doesn't always work out. It's a little tricky sometimes trying to get it sewn on there, and it doesn't look as neat because it doesn't cling to the fabric. So you just got a loose piece of interfacing in there when you use sew-on. So when I make a purse, I always make it with fusible interfacing, and unless it's a purse where I don't need any interfacing. But so what we do is we put the wrong side of the fabric and the shiny side of the interfacing together, and I've matched them up. You can see, you know, this is just for example, but it's like I said, we're gonna just pretend we're making a bag, and this is the outside piece, one of the outside pieces of the bag. Now, the best way to do this is to get, this is not fabric freshener, it's just water. I keep this nice little handy spray bottle here. Now, I've heated my iron up to almost the highest setting, but you don't want it too high. If you're using like a satin or some other fabric that you're fusing to the interfacing, you don't want it that high. You want to turn the heat down. Low is better to start with, and if it's not bonding the way you want it to, just turn it up a little bit at a time and work with it until you've got the right heat setting on your iron. So I've got my iron set to the cotton setting, and I've just sprayed a little bit of water on this, and I'm going to start by just slowly going over the edge, and you can see when it starts to bond. You don't want to really push your iron across the fabric, you just want to kind of glide it and hold it. Spraying the water on it helps to keep it from scorching, and it also helps your iron move easier across the interfacing, because this stuff is has kind of a funny feel to it. It's hard to explain, but it's you know, sometimes your iron just doesn't want to move with it, and it takes some time. This is not something that you do a minute or two and you're done. You need to make sure that it's all stuck together, because it's going to make the fabric look good. It's you know, it's going to make it easier if everything's not stuck together and you got to sew things together. This could start to bunch up and wrinkle up and make a real mess. So this is something that you absolutely want to take your time with. And once you've ironed a little on the interfacing side, you can go to the fabric side. You have to have patience to make pretty things. You have to, you know, if you want your work to look like you worked really hard on it, you've got to work really hard on it. You've got to take the time to finish the steps. Don't skip anything. Don't think I can do this the easy way and it'll be just fine, because it doesn't. And I know my mom sews a lot, and I think she prefers the sew-in interfacing. And her projects turn out really great, but I just have never liked it. I don't like the look of it. When I first started out, that's what my mother recommended that I use for making handbags. And I just didn't find that it was as pretty as this. This gives this fabric a nice, you see how that moves now? It's got a stiffness to it. And if this were going to be a handbag, once I added that second layer of fabric for the lining, I mean, this will be just a pretty, crisp, you know, nice looking bag. It won't look like just a piece of floppy cotton fabric sewn to another piece of floppy cotton fabric. So that is my explanation of interfacing. And Lisa, I hope that helped, and I hope this helps any beginning sewers who need to know this. That's it. That is my wonky explanation of interfacing, and I really hope it helped. And I appreciate you guys, all my new subscribers, and I look forward to making more videos for you guys. I've got a project coming up that I'm going to do a video of, so as soon as I feel a little bit better, I'll get to work on that. But anyway, that's it, guys. Peace. Bye-bye.